Welcome to G2E 2020, where global gaming leaders will gather virtually over the next 2 days. While we're not together in person, we are featuring the same high caliber content, great insights, and business opportunities you just can't get anywhere else. Thanks to all of you, our attendees and exhibitors, especially our friends at the Association for Gaming Equipment Manufacturers. And thanks to our partners at Reed Exhibitions and our annual host, Las Vegas Sands, for making G2E 2020 possible. Gaming has never experienced a disruption like COVID-19. Over 2 weeks in March, every casino in America was closed by government-mandated shutdowns, impacting each of the 1.8 million jobs we support. Gaming workers, their families, the small businesses that depend on us have all been hit hard. And our states and communities are feeling it too. In addition to COVID's impact on businesses, jobs, and the well-being of our families, friends, and colleagues, state budgets have been decimated by this pandemic. During our closure, Detroit lost $600,000 in gaming tax revenue each day. The pandemic wiped out $209 million in gaming tax revenue in Maryland and $323 million in Pennsylvania. All told, states lost more than $2 billion in gaming tax revenue over the first 4 months of the pandemic alone. But our industry responds to challenges with great resolve, and today, gaming is working its way back. More than 90% of commercial and tribal casinos are open, albeit at reduced capacity per COVID-19 guidelines. Many Americans are ready to enjoy the entertainment that only our industry can provide. Gaming revenue continues to rebound, and in some states is even exceeding pre-pandemic levels. But we know a full recovery will take time, and it will be uneven. Regional drive markets are recovering faster than destination gaming hubs like Macau, Las Vegas, and Atlantic City. And while we're all disappointed that we can't be together this week, I just got back from Las Vegas, and let me tell you, there's no stopping the energy and vibrance that makes that city the entertainment capital of the world. It was great to see firsthand everyone's efforts to reopen responsibly. A full recovery depends largely on factors beyond our control. How quickly will a vaccine be developed and distributed? How soon can occupancy restrictions safely be lifted? And when will people feel comfortable getting back on airplanes? But the things we do control provide reasons for optimism that gaming can and will rebound to the historic highs we were enjoying before the pandemic. First, Americans overwhelmingly have positive views towards gaming. The AGA's American Attitude Survey, fielded just last month, shows that more Americans view gaming favorably than ever before. We've built this support over many decades, as gaming has grown from 2 states in 1978 to 44 states today. More and more Americans have gotten to know us. They see the exciting experiences we offer. They recognize the positive impact we deliver, the jobs we support, the small businesses we sustain, and the tax revenues we contribute. They respect our commitment to promoting responsible gaming and to operating with integrity. These are the reasons Americans have embraced gaming, and they will power gaming's recovery. Secondly, gaming continually demonstrates its resilience and adaptability. We've been through a lot of tough challenges before, and we've always emerged stronger on the other side. Whether Hurricane Katrina or any of the other devastating storms that have followed, gaming operators on the Gulf Coast are the first to feed, shelter, and rebuild their communities. Just over a month ago, gaming helped lead the response in Louisiana communities devastated by Hurricane Laura. Penn National's L'Auberge Lake Charles Casino created a relief fund for people who lost their homes to the storm. Caesars Horseshoe Casino and Boyd's Delta Downs provided millions of dollars in relief for team members in the broader community. When the Great Recession devastated Detroit, gaming's tax revenue, jobs, and small business contracts helped pull that city back from the brink. And less than a decade later, a revived Detroit has emerged, powered in part by gaming. Gaming's continued innovation, coupled with our deep-rooted culture of compliance, have our industry on solid ground as we continue our recovery. As one of America's most highly regulated industries, we already adhere to strict operating standards. Working closely with regulators and government partners, we've enacted some of the nation's most stringent health and safety protocols, allowing us to responsibly reopen and to stay open. We've made significant investments in PPE, employee testing, and contact tracing. We've reimagined the casino floor to ensure a safe customer and employee experience. We're screening customers with thermal cameras and have reduced touch points with contactless check-in. MGM and Las Vegas Sands recently rolled out plans to safely reopen meetings and conventions. But above and beyond that, and in communities across the country, gaming is the first line of defense for our team members and their customers. The WinStar World Casino in Oklahoma teamed up with the Chickasaw National Medical Center to set up a mobile testing clinic for WinStar employees, customers, and local residents. Cars lined up for nearly a mile with people waiting to get tested, a great example of gaming's commitment to our communities. Wynn Resorts is building an on-site lab to deploy and rapidly process thousands of gold standard tests. The bottom line, gaming has adapted before, and we are adapting today, and these actions are speeding our recovery. And the third reason I'm optimistic is we're united. Unity creates strength, and it deepens our influence. We saw this at work with the CARES Act back in March. During the past natural or man-made disasters, Congress and the federal government explicitly excluded gaming from economic relief. When other industries were offered a helping hand, gaming was given the cold shoulder. Many policymakers and commentators called for the same treatment in the CARES Act. We made the case that gaming was a pillar in our communities all across this country, and that our workers should be entitled to the same compassion as millions of others in America, that small businesses depending upon gaming should not be allowed to fail. And for the first time ever, gaming received federal relief to keep workers on the payroll, to access critical capital, to provide stabilization funds to tribal governments, and to give direct economic support to gaming workers and their families. We wanted gaming jobs and businesses, quite frankly, to be treated the same as every other industry in America. And now that we've broken through, we will never accept discriminatory treatment from Washington again. Case in point, we saw that when the Small Business Administration tried to exclude gaming from the Small Business Paycheck Protection Program, we pushed back. Rather, we came together with one voice and successfully pressured the SBA to treat gaming businesses in the same way they treat every other small business in America. These core advantages, our broad support among the American people, our resilience, and our unity, position us to hit the ground running after the November elections, regardless of which party controls the White House or controls the Congress. And more importantly, we have a focused agenda that unites our industry. One of our top priorities is to continue to build gaming champions in Washington to help us achieve our legislative goals. And that work starts with the Congressional Gaming Caucus. Our recent success in Washington would not have been possible without the revival of the bipartisan caucus late last year under the leadership of Representatives Titus and Reschenthaler. Currently, additional legislative relief for us is stuck in a partisan stalemate ahead of the elections. But rest assured, we are focused not only ensuring that gaming is included in additional recovery assistance, but the AGA and our congressional champions continue to defend and advance our many interests. We're seeking liability protection so gaming businesses that follow public health guidelines aren't hit with lawsuits. And we will work for tax relief to save jobs, alleviate COVID-19 expenses, and boost travel. We'll push to help tribal nations that rely on gaming to support their communities. And we will continue to fight for lower regulatory burdens, like adjusting the slot tax reporting threshold and repealing the sports betting excise and head taxes. And the next item on our agenda is advancing payment modernization. At last year's G2E, I challenged the industry to enable payment choice on the casino floor. And I'm proud to report that we've made tremendous progress. Regulators in Nevada and Pennsylvania recently approved new rules to permit digital payments in their casinos. And it's a huge breakthrough. And we anticipate movement soon in New Jersey, Indiana, and Iowa. And tribal casinos like Hard Rock and San Manuel are already successfully using digital payment technologies. Every day I'm seeing suppliers announce new, innovative payment products. Station casinos recently launched chip and PIN debit solutions through ACS PlayOn at all their Nevada properties. Gaming leaders like Konami, Every, IGT have all rolled out digital payment products. Several operators will soon deploy digital wallet programs in Indiana, Pennsylvania, and Nevada. All of these innovations will help limit the spread of COVID-19 and accelerate gaming's modernization. Payment modernization is not only about customer convenience. It also promotes responsible gaming by helping players set budgets, limit playing time, and closely track their play. And it helps casinos follow the money, a key component of our anti-money laundering efforts. Finally, we'll continue to support the expansion of legal sports betting. Despite the COVID-19 headwinds, 21 states and the District of Columbia now have joined Nevada to offer legal, regulated sports betting. Americans have wagered nearly $26 billion in sporting events, generating more than $231 million in tax revenue just since May of 2018. And responsible gaming is core to those sports betting efforts. And this is a shared responsibility, and our new partners in the sports and media have an important role to play. In just the past month, NASCAR and NHL joined our responsible sports betting campaign. We expect more league partnerships in the months ahead. And government has an important role to play. States must create an operating environment that allows regulated sports books to offer a competitive alternative to the illegal operators. And that means keeping tax rates low and allowing conveniences like intrastate mobile and online betting that fans prefer. 2020 marks the 25th anniversary of the American Gaming Association. We had big plans to celebrate that milestone, but that celebration is going to have to wait. And while COVID-19 may have shifted our plans, we've never lost our focus. If anything, the pandemic has elevated AGA's role as the leading advocate for the American gaming industry. No matter how big the challenge, we have always worked hard to help this industry overcome those challenges, and I'm confident we can do it again. I've never been prouder to be part of this remarkable industry. I want to thank you for joining us and enjoy G2E 2020.